We hear boat construction's going great. We're near lots of folks who just can't wait. They heard a candidate score a point in a debate. Now they'd like to inundate the Sunshine State. Haiti, keep 'em on Haiti. Don't you come in boats across the sea. We're counting the people. We got place for only 2 or 3. Clintons, Hinton. That is pollsters, pretty scared. Haitians, don't come here unless you plan to work for Zoe Baird.
Live from rainy South Florida. No, I do not work for the Fort Lauderdale or Miami Chamber of Commerce. Rain, rain, rain today. I want to tell you, boy, lots of it, and it's still around. This is the Stan Major program. Nice to be with you wherever you may be. 1-800-298-8255, 1-800-298-TALK. We are live for all 5 hours tonight, all the way to 5 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Mountain Time, and 2 o'clock Pacific Time. If your particular radio station desires to carry the program for that interminable length of time. Let's go to Bob in Dallas. Hey, Brother Bob.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
How are you doing, Bob?
Pretty good. I just want to make 2 comments, one on Haiti and one on the gentleman who spoke about what are we going to do with our immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, as far as immigration is concerned, the American people need to wake up. I can hop a plane from Dallas, Texas, go into Guatemala in 9 hours. Over 250,000 people have been murdered in that country alone. The total population is 10 million. We are doing a lot of killing in Guatemala. Labor union leaders, school teachers, doctors, indigenous people. But yet the United States government continually gives them millions and millions of dollars in foreign aid. And this foreign aid money is not going back down into the sectors or the villages of these cities and towns in Guatemala. It's going into the government officials' hands, and they don't give a damn about you or me. Clinton is one of the biggest liars, one of the biggest phonies, and one of the biggest showboat men I've ever seen in my entire life. We're spending millions of dollars to show the American public that we're going to go into Haiti, and we're going to put a young man back in there who is nothing but a runner for the Federal Reserve System and the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Haiti controls 33,000 ounces of gold. That's all they're interested in. The United States sells over 64% of all products that go into Haiti they buy from this country. Why didn't we put an embargo against that country? We could have killed them years ago. There are so many banks in Haiti that all they're doing is laundering this drug money and any other kind of illegal money they wish and desire to do, but they don't give a damn about the people. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
All right, Bob. Thank you very much. Bob needs to chill out a little. Chill out a little, Bob. The Dominican Republic, the capital is Santo Domingo. I bring them up from time to time because there are some interesting parallels here. It's the same big island, by the way. On one side of it is Haiti, and on the other side of it is the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic, down through the years, has fared better than Haiti. Their economy is based on sugar, coffee, cocoa, tobacco, and bananas, and boy, do they make great cigars. Those are the principal crops. 75% of the exports are agriculture. Interesting thing about the Dominican Republic, it emerged in 1844. It was torn by internal troubles under a succession of dictators and revolutions. It was actually occupied by U.S. Marines from 1916 to 1924. Can anybody tell me who the President of the United States was who authorized that occupation of the Dominican Republic from 1916 to 1924. In 1930, an army revolt put General Trujillo in power, and his dictatorship ended with assassination in 61, and there are some questions as to whether or not the British or the Americans might have somehow been involved in that. Free elections followed, but the new left-wing government of Juan Bosch was overthrown by a military coup in 1963. An attempt to reinstate Bosch prompted U.S. intervention in the form of armed occupation of Santo Domingo in 1965. That's right. The U.S. military occupied Santo Domingo during 1965. I don't know how long they were there. Somebody can call me and fill me in. Joaquin Balaguer served as president from 66 to 78, and he was returned to office again in 1986. All right? That's the other side of the island there. So we have a lot of history with that big island. Okay, we're going to go to Council Bluffs, Iowa, and then back to Dallas. The Stan Major program is live from coast to coast. We are toll-free in all of North America, and that includes Canada. I want to tell you about my friends at Light and Right. We are looking for distributors, and if you would like to make some bucks, I would invite you to join people just like you. These are everyday folks just like you who maybe have a primary job and they're working on some secondary income. There are some wives who are getting out of the house and doing their own thing, building their own career. Let me give you an example. This is Esther from Houston, Texas. The extra income I earn from my Light and Right business allows me to spend more money on my children, and it's nice to have some financial independence and not have to rely entirely on my husband's income. Hey, that's great. That's what it's all about in this day and age. If you would be interested in getting more information on becoming a distributor, we're looking for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of distributors, brand new distributors for the Light and Right organization. I wish you would give them a call. You're under no obligation. Find out all about their products. They are fantastic. These are all natural products. They are all good for you, and you can lose a lot of weight taking Formula One and Thernergy. There's two of the products that they have. Now, here's the number. It's a voicemail. Listen to the message. Follow the instructions. 1-800-206-1935. 1-800-206-1935. The island of Hispaniola is a nation called Haiti, which we are about to invade. And this is nothing new. Political chaos reigned, and about 1915, at about the same time that we we went into the Dominican Republic, the other side of the island in 1916, we actually occupied Haiti 1915 to 1947. Now, that is a long occupation. All right? This is according to the New American Desk Encyclopedia. I find it kind of hard to believe, in fact, a little mind-boggling, that most Americans are not aware of that, if that indeed is true, that the United States occupied Haiti from 1915 to 1947. That has to be one of the longest occupations in history. In 1957, Francois Duvalier became dictator. And with the brutal backing of his Tonton Macoute, the secret police, he held power until his death in 71. He was succeeded by Baby Doc, Jean-Claude, under whom the regime became slightly less repressive. And that, in turn, led to better foreign relations, increased foreign investment, and more tourism. However, Haiti continued to be the most densely populated and the poorest nation of the Western Hemisphere. In 86, Baby Doc Duvalier was ousted in a popular revolt. A provisional government headed by General Henri Namfe promised elections for November of 87, but these were aborted by bloody violence by soldiers, police, and former members of the Tonton Macoute. Another election in January of 88, in which only 10% of the voters took part, was won by Leslie Magenet. But in June, he was driven from country in another military coup led by Namfe, who was shortly overthrown in turn. The encyclopedia can't even keep track of it all. And you know that Aristide then came to power, and you know he got booted out. I don't know. Maybe we just have to occupy the damn place. If we did it from 1915 to 1947, maybe we're just going to have to do it again. All right? It may be that these people cannot govern themselves. All right, let's go to Bud in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Thank you for holding on, Bud. How are you?
Good evening, Stan. You're a welcome change to Gush Limburger. And I like your policies you spoke of there, and I think we do have to go into Haiti and do something. I'd much rather we did that than to be involved in Korea, Vietnam, and Somalia, and these distant places that we have no business being in.
Well, of course, people are going to say to you, now, wait a minute, Bud, what is our national interest in going into Haiti? Well, and how do you reply to that?
I'd say part of it would be to keep the Haitians home.
Well, that's a good idea. Then why don't we go into Cuba and get rid of Fidel?
Yeah, well, I would be for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should have done that in the first place, and, you know, the government should have really backed the Bay of Pigs thing, and one thing I'd like to say...
yeah, by the way, you know, the liberal media, my buddies of the Seven Sisters up in New York and Washington, dearly love Jack Kennedy, okay? But you got to say this about Jack Kennedy. He did screw up.
Oh, yeah.
He did screw up. He didn't have the
He should have followed up there with give some help.
As long as he gave the green light for the invasion to go ahead, he should have backed it up, okay?
Right.
And if he had done that at that time, the entire, this hemisphere, the history of this hemisphere, modern history, would be different, I think.
I'd like to speak up, too, for Bill Clinton. I don't think you hear anybody.
I don't want you to hold on, Bud. I want to give you plenty of time. It's good to hear from you in Council Bluffs, and I want to give you plenty of time. So 3 minutes and you're back on, and you can have your say, okay?
Sure.
Hang in there. The Stan Major program is live 21 minutes after the hour of 1 here on the East Coast. In Council Bluffs, it's after 12 midnight. And in the mountains, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, it is after 11 o'clock and after 10 out in California. Okay, let's go back to Bud in Council Bluffs. You were about to say...
Yeah, I would like to speak up for Bill Clinton. I think he's a decent guy, and some of these people are trying to drive him out of office aren't worth a dime, like Bob Dole and Bill Graham and Newt Gingrich and some of those.
Oh, you don't think that these guys are interested in becoming president, do you?
Well, I hope to God we don't get one of them. I mean, I haven't seen anybody that they've got to put up against Clinton. They say that he'll never be reelected, but they better have somebody better than those guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Dole can't beat him, Graham can't beat him, and I don't know if anybody in the Republican Party who could really give him a run for his money. I think what they're going to do is bring Ronald Reagan back. I think that's the Republican Party's only hope.
Yeah.
And give him a real good vice president who can actually run the country with Nancy.
Sure.
Okay,
Great.
Bud. Thank you. Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Let's go to Drew in Dallas. What's up, Drew?
Hey, Stan.
Yes, sir.
You're off to a good start tonight.
Hey, I'll tell you, we're really rolling tonight. I want to tell you.
Now, if I tell you Woodrow Wilson was president in 1915 and 1916, will I win a box of Dominican Republic handmaids?
I wish I had a box of them. I'll tell you. I think we ought to get the Haitians involved in the cigar business. That's what I think.
I
mean, it's the same island, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. I don't know if they could pull it off. You know, Cuba's the same island that it was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But they ain't making good cigars.
No, they suck, and I don't care what Ditto Head says. He wouldn't know a good cigar if it came up and hit him in the nose. You know? All right.
Well, he can afford better cigars than I can.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
He
think
made,
we're...
they say he made $25 million last year. That should begin to tell people out there. Let's see now. What is 10% of $25 million? Is that about 2.5, something like that? That's what Clinton ought to get. All right. Because without Clinton, he ain't making it.
Well, Clinton's taking about 39%, isn't he?
Of Russia's 25 million? No. Well, yeah, that could be. Yeah, yeah, you figure it that way. Yeah,
that.
unless Mr. Dittohead has come up with a few.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Fancy tax things there.
He's been making it long enough. He's probably found some maneuver somewhere. But I don't see how America has any vital interest in Haiti at all. And in
well, the only vital interest is to keep them from coming here.
This six-man hunt. But see, they were just a little trickle until Clinton had promised before the election that he would end the embargo on Haitian immigrants.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
So they just flooded in after he was elected.
But where are you
it's his fault.
Yeah, but where are you going to dump the 14,000? Are you going to give them to Fidel? He didn't want them. There's 14,000 Haitians sitting in Guantanamo. The only way you can get rid of them is to take over the island and dump them off back in Haiti.
Well, I don't see that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that.
I do. Those 14,000 will be back in Haiti 2 weeks after we occupy the country.
After we occupy the country?
Yep.
You really think that that's worth shedding American blood? A caller a while ago, he got a lot in. I don't think I can get as much in, but he compared Haiti.
I don't think anything's worth shedding American blood.
He compared Haiti to Panama and Grenada and Desert Storm, and there's no comparison. I mean, there were vital American interests in Panama and Desert Storm particularly, and you could make an argument about Grenada with the
I can make an argument with you.
No,
I can make an argument with you about Panama and Somalia.
Can you? I don't see the one in Somalia either.
Yeah.
What's the vital American interest in Somalia?
No, oil.
For us?
Oil, of course.
Not compared to Kuwait. Kuwait is 2/5 of the U.S. imports. Somalia is nothing.
Yeah, but we
get more from Mexico than we get from Somalia.
Yeah, but we're talking about new oil. Okay, we're talking about something that ain't there yet.
So what's the vital interest in Haiti besides 14,000 guys in Guantanamo?
Well, I just believe that you have to. There's a lot principle. There's a lot involved with the way the military leaders treat the citizens, especially those people who are Aristide backers. The torture, the murder in the streets.
But you remember that Aristide is a bad guy.
Yeah, you got to keep some troops there to keep an eye on him.
He is not one of our buddies.
Hey, I don't trust him as far as I can pick up and throw Bill Clinton. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, good to talk.
Thanks, Stan.
Thank you. We are at 1-800-298-8255. The Stan Major program that is toll free. Coming up on our 1:30 break here on the East Coast, and we're live. That's 12:30 Central, etc., etc. $0.70 is not a lot of money to you and me, is it? Maybe enough to buy yourself a donut or a cup of coffee. But in a country like Ecuador or Uganda, 70 cents a day can provide nourishing food for a hungry child and clothing and school books and medicine to fight disease. All that for less than the price of a cup of coffee and a donut. Now, how's that possible? Well, because for over 50 years, Christian Children's Fund sponsors have made that possible. People just like you with a little extra pocket change and the will to save one child. Get ready to write down an important 800 number. It's easy to become a Christian Children's Fund sponsor. Call the 800 number I'm going to give you. Within 10 days, you'll receive the story and a photo of a needy girl or boy. There's no obligation. When you do become a sponsor, you'll discover just how effective you and your 70 cents can be. Now, here's the number. Call it right now. 1-800-831-1616. 1-800-831-1616. Here's another little bit of hemisphere history for you. Nicaragua. Nicaragua was ruled by members... Wait a minute, let me go back here a little bit. Sorry about that. Nicaragua won independence from Spain in 1821 and was then annexed to Mexico, after which it became part of the Central American Federation. Independent from 1938, the country became convulsed by power struggles. In 1912, the U.S. was asked for aid, and U.S. Marines occupied the country almost continuously from 1912 to 1933. You got that? 1912 to 1933. So, at the same time, we were occupying Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua during that time span. And I believe, yes, Woodrow Wilson was the president at that time. Woodrow Wilson, the man who gave us our federal income tax, and the and a lot of other goodies that you conservatives out there dearly love the man for, right? Right. Let's go to Jim in Albuquerque. Jim, how are you?
Howdy, how you doing?
Good.
Two separate but equal but related points I'd like to bring up about the military in Haiti. Okay, you were talking earlier about the comparison between Bush sending us to the Gulf and Clinton sending us to Haiti.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm active duty military, just so you know, get it our perspective, well, at least my perspective.
I appreciate that.
And when Bush sent us into Iraq, there was absolutely no doubt why we were going there. We were going there to stop an aggressor nation from invading another nation, and also, to protect the vital national resource of oil, which is important.
Yeah.
Okay, now going into Haiti, if we go, I got absolutely no idea whatsoever why I'd be going there. None. I can't figure out all this, except for a political reason. I got no idea why I'd be going over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's the biggest difference. I mean, when Bush sent us in there, he had the support of most of the American people. Clinton's got the support of 12% of the American people. I think it's 78% in a poll that came out today. Don't think we should be going over there. So there's a.
Did you understand why the military was sent to Somalia?
Originally, we were sent there for humanitarian purposes, and then it started, basically kind of getting out of hand from there with trying to get Boutros Ghali,
Yeah.
But our original purpose for going in there, was humanitarian. So even there, we knew why we were going.
Okay, let me just stop you there. What's the difference between the humanitarian escapade into an African nation and the humanitarian intrusion into the Haitian situation?
Because Somalia, we were going there for humanitarian purposes to distribute, to get the food lines open and and all that kind of stuff. In Haiti, we're going in there as an aggressor invasion force.
No. Have you seen what's gone on in Haiti under the colonels?
I haven't seen it further. I know
murder in the streets.
Well, I know there's atrocities going on, but then
right.
You can say, well, we're supposed to go into every third world country that's got atrocities going on. We can't do that. I mean,
you have a point, except that in this case there are precedents. We actually occupied this country for a great period of time, as we did the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. Okay, when they called upon us for help, we responded. The other situation is there are a great number of Haitians who live in the United States. All right, and we're talking about a country with a very, very unusual background here. Most of the natives in Haiti are there today because their ancestors were actually slaved in on slave ships from Africa. All right, now are you beginning to see the concerns of a lot of people in the black leadership position in the United States with regard to what has been going on in Haiti? Okay? Now, I'm not saying that is a reason to come to the aid of the citizens of that country, But certainly some thought has to be given to the historical perspective here of Haiti and of the Haitian people. It's a difficult point. It's going to be interesting to see what he brings up in his address Thursday night. I'd like for you to do me a favor, if you would. I'd like for you to call me back Thursday night or Friday and tell me what you thought of the speech.
I can do that.
Okay.
Thursday it'd be after our good Albuquerque Dukes playing their championship game, but
that'll be fine. That'll be fine. We're on until 3 o'clock Eastern. That would be 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Okay?
And the only other thing I want to bring up, that one thing that sets our military apart from a lot of other militaries, even though, like I personally, I don't agree with going over there to Haiti, but the fact is that Clinton, even though I don't agree with him, I don't like him, I didn't vote for him, he is our commander-in-chief, and if he says we got to go, then yes, sir, pick up our bags and go and do the absolute best job we can.
Yeah.
The only reason I brought that up because you had that lady yesterday called up and said, well, military should just say no and not go, and she should be thankful that her military isn't like that.
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right. You really don't have we don't give you a choice, one from column A and one from column B. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Call me after the speech. I'd like to get your impressions.
Right,
thank you. We have Ann standing by in Cleveland. The Stan Major program is alive and well, thank you, from beautiful, rainy South Florida, Fort Lauderdale and Miami, where it done poured today. I want to tell you, it came down like, you know what. Ann is in Cleveland. Ann, how are you?
Hi, Stan. Beautiful weather here in Cleveland today and yesterday.
Don't rub it in.
It's just beautiful. Listen, I know you just read that stuff, but I would really like to know how we could possibly help the needy children here in our own land. There are so many needy children that need lunch, clothing, books, and someone to care. And I think that the American public could do well by sending some of that change and concerning themselves with the needy children right here on our own shores. Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Sure.
Gee whiz, Somalia. What about those landing strips for the B-52s? Was that all humanitarian, or were we protecting some kinds of military installations we had built there some time ago? What do you think?
Well, it was alleged that the CIA wanted to set up a new spy base so they could spy on some of our Middle Eastern neighbors.
Kind of close there,
yeah. And they probably have, and if there's some way that maybe one of our illustrious Seven Sisters of the media would get off their duff and send an investigative team over to try to check that out. It would be very interesting. Now, you know who might follow up on that?
Who?
The Los Angeles Times.
Okay.
They are the ones that came out with the article about all of the oil, the potential oil that could be had in and around Somalia,
yep.
They named the 4 oil companies that had divvied up the country already. And we even rented our office for our consulate in Mogadishu from one of the big oil companies.
Oh,
I don't
dear
know if
me.
Yeah,
Why
sure.
don't you get one of those guys on the line, Stan? We'd love to hear you talk to them.
Well, we have talked about that. You probably weren't around a year ago when we were talking about that. Dr. Bill Lovell brought that up, and the L.A. Times did have 2 articles on it. I've been sending the article out, by the way.
Okay.
If you'd like a copy of it, I'll send it to you. Just send me a self-addressed stamp.
Excellent. Sure will. I'd also like to hear the editor of the Washington Report, his slant on Haiti. I can't remember the gentleman's name.
Dr. Bill Lovell. He'll be with us.
That was Bill Lovell. Okay.
He'll be with us Friday night. We'll talk about Haiti. That'll be the lead thing that we'll talk about.
Good. Excellent. And I want to ask you, what do you think Bob needs to chill out? I mean, as far as I see it, he's made some excellent points. He brought up some excellent points. Your caller, Bob, with the
He does. Bob just gets a little overexcited. Okay? He does bring up fascinating points, but he never backs it up. He never tells me where he gets the information or how I can verify what he's saying. If this kind of thing is going on in Guatemala, I'd like to know about it. Okay.
In Haiti, I believe he was speaking of.
No, he said Guatemala.
Well, I think that the comment that he made was that these monies they're not reaching the villages and the needy people. These monies are filtering into the government's pocket. I mean, I got to tell you, all the money that we send to...
Isn't that a given with our foreign aid? How much of our foreign aid actually gets where it's supposed to?
This is what I want to know.
Yeah.
This is what I want to know.
Good
so
luck.
Fine, let's take some of this foreign aid and heal and take care of some of the children on our own shores. Thank you, Stan.
Thank you, Ann. 1-800-298-8255 of the Stan Major program. We've got Monty standing by in Saskatchewan. Monty, how are you?
Hey, we're doing fine up here. Harvest is going full hog. We've got one of the best crops for years happening up here.
And you're going to send all your Canadian wheat right across the border, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know what to say about that. You guys just make treaties with us and steal our customers in Algeria and wherever. I don't know what to make of that. You know, that sounds pretty sad, eh? Make treaties and then steal our customers away. But whatever.
There's nothing
whatever.
wrong with a good trade war every once in a while. A little bloodletting between the Canadians and the Americans, you know?
Well, whatever. As long as you don't invade us.
Oh, wait,
anyway.
we got that. We're going to take over Quebec, okay?
Well, hey, I'll help you. Anyways, this is you were talking about Medicare earlier on, and this is the home of Medicare. The CCF party, the good old socialists established Medicare here in the early part of this century, and it seems to be working well. Mm-hmm. I don't know, why do you guys down there not want it?
I guess we see the lines waiting for the operations. I don't know. Can you hold on? Can you hold on, Marty?
I sure can.
Hold on. We'll be right back and give the gentleman from Saskatchewan ample time to have his say. Canadian Equal Access, that's what it's called. 1-800-298-8255. The Stan Major program live all night long and toll-free for all of North America. All right, let's go back to Monty in Saskatchewan.
How you doing?
Haven't you ever had to wait to get to be treated by a doctor up there?
Well, actually, right now I've been waiting for 2 months for a neurosurgeon.
Really?
I have a shoulder problem.
Yeah.
Well, it's not life-threatening. If it was life-threatening, I'd be in 2 days or a day.
Yeah.
So, what's the problem with that?
Well, I just wonder, because that seems to be one of the complaints. Now, how is your province doing, as a couple of the other provinces are going broke? Are they cutting back?
Well, everybody's cutting back. It's cutting back everywhere. We just finished having a debate on our one of our public radio stations here with regards to a few doctors in Saskatchewan opened up private eye clinics to do cataract surgeries, and the government shut them down.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit of a debate, but a lot of people are sent for cataract surgery as a matter of course, when there might be other alternatives.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know, I don't know what the big problem is. If there's an emergency up here, you're dealt with just like anywhere else, I'm sure, or better than some. Everybody's treated equally.
All right. Well, listen. Call me again and let's debate it.
Well,
okay?
I have one other question.
Okay,
here
real
with
quick.
With this Haiti thing,
yeah,
and this Cuban thing. Like, since we're so far away from this, a lot of your listeners probably don't even know where Saskatchewan is. How do you guys put up with all those people just flooding? Like, isn't that causing lineups for you guys and all sorts of things?
Yeah,
like
but
they're stealing jobs and.
We're going to sneak them across the border from North Dakota in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah, well, they'll blend real well in with Canada, eh? You know, yeah.
I got to go. Good to talk to you. Thank
Bye.
you. Let's go to Ed in Gallup, New Mexico. Ed, thanks for calling.
Thank you, Stan. How you doing?
Okay.
Good. I was going to talk a little bit about Haiti here. I was listening to you going down the road, and you continually compared Haiti to Bush's Somalia and Reagan's Grenada and so on. The thing that you didn't point out, I don't believe, is Bush and Reagan. They gave us reasons for doing it. They included us in the debate there. You know, they kept us aware of what was going on. Haiti here, I don't see any reason for going in there. There's no national interest at all. And I don't see any purpose for going in there.
Well, as I recall, there was quite a debate after Reagan invaded Grenada. Now, we did that basically the way it should have been done. We did it clandestinely. We didn't have 5 months of PR.
Right.
Coming out of the Reagan White House, leading up to the ultimate intrusion or excursion or whatever you want to call it into Grenada. I mean, he just ordered it to happen, and it happened. It was like almost overnight. I mean, we woke up one morning, and good God, there we were in Grenada, and everybody said, "Where in the hell's Grenada?" You
Right.
know? So what Clinton has, the way Clinton has done, I would have done the same thing with Haiti that Reagan did with Grenada. Then I'd had the debate afterwards. Okay.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Well, Grenada, there was a national interest involved, and the same with the Middle East, Desert Storm. Here, I feel the only reason for this is to appease the Black Congress. I think that's the reason. The only
I think
reason
there is some of that. I think there is some political maneuvering here for the November election. I
Yes,
think
exactly,
there's a little
yes.
bit of
Rally around
everything.
the flag.
Okay. I mean, this man does not walk on water. Okay. All right.
Along those lines, I was going to make
agree.
another point, if it's
Sure.
okay.
Go ahead.
Early, you were saying about the evangelical right giving their opinion and everything like that. And I'm a Vietnam War veteran of the Marines. I've been working ever since I got out. I'm a taxpayer. And 7 years ago, I became an evangelical Christian. And I don't feel that I was required to give up my rights to speak my mind or give my give my opinion.
By all means, you absolutely have that right.
Yes.
And I want to preserve that right for you. Okay.
Good.
All right, good to talk to you. Thank you, Ed.
Have a good day.
Have a safe trip. We're going to continue with calls through the night on the Stan Major program.
There comes a time when the Iron Curtain falls and the whole wide world is quite overjoyed.
When we've got no enemies,
Afghans or Vietnamese,
some guy appears to fill the void.
We can't deny we let small countries buy lots of nasty things that we can't discuss. We help madmen like Saddam build missiles and the bomb until they aim them back at us.
We arm the world.
We and the Kremlin.
We arm a few in a future day will leave us trembling.
If the peace you're bringing, nobody's blood will boil.
But mess with cheap imported oil, we're after you. 100 tin pot despots are deploying weapons made by Lockheed and by Boeing. Oh!
Wanna buy a missile, bud? Check out that Russian scud.
We guarantee it's not undone. We arm the world. We have the Kremlin. We arm a few in a future day will leave us trembling. It's the peace you're breaking. Nobody's blood will boil. But mess with cheap imported oil, we're after you. We are the world. We are the world. We are the Kremlin. Don't you know we are the peace? They're gonna leave us trembling, yeah. The peace you're breaking. Nobody's blood will boil. But mess with cheap imported oil, we're after you.
Little steps. Boy. Man, that sounds pretty good on that CD player, huh? Wow. That's the best you ever heard that, my friends, my fellow Americans. You want the Capital Step stuff? They got about 10 or 15 CDs of great comedy material and things like that. A lot of good Bill Clinton stuff. 1-800-733-STEP for them. Don't call them now. That's a daytime number. 1-800-733-STEP. And if there are any FM morning types out there who want this good stuff, they'll send it to you free. You can call them and ask them how to arrange all that, okay? For broadcasters, they furnish you the CDs free. All right, let's go to Alexei in San Francisco.
Hi, how
Open
you
your
doing?
golden gate.
Yes, we are quietly awaiting all our protesters to come out and close our Bay Bridge here when they did this. They did this during the Gulf War. I was in Europe, but it seems it's awfully quiet these days here. The left wing...
Don't they love Bill Clinton? I mean,
Well, I guess
he's
they
one
do,
of them, you know?
The left wing here, I mean, they just, every chance they had, they were, we call them rent-a-mob.
Mm-hmm.
They were out in the streets, but they seem awfully quiet. But I'm going to be the lone voice of reason out here to warn the American people that what we have going on is a big scam by a renegade government we have in Washington. And what they're going to do now, they see the polls, 73% against the invasion. So what they're going to do is send up their dupe, Mr. Clinton, to talk about how we have to go in there because we have to restore democracy. There's never been democracy in Haiti. Aristide is a pro-Marxist puppet. And what we're going to have are men and women going in to die for the United Nations. And that's what it's come down to. And I'm wondering if this time around the American people are going to be fooled by propaganda coming out of the media and the government. And I'm happy I'm on talk radio because I know at least I can express myself. But it's an outrage. It's just, it's a no-brainer. There's no national interest there. And what we're doing is we're doing the bidding for a couple of people in this country that are paying Aristide to sit in Washington. And what we will find if we follow the money is it's a big scam. There's nothing that has anything to do with us as a country. It's for a few people in Washington. And since an election is coming up, Bill Clinton has to divert us away from whatever problems he has here. So he figures, oh, what the heck? Why not just have a little fun down in the Caribbean? So I don't know. I don't know what your audience. I haven't been able to hear all the time, but are most people buying this, or are they going to stand up and protest?
It's hard to tell. Nobody wants to do it, okay? But for various and sundry reasons. Reason number one, you have the leftover Bushnik anti-Clinton haters who don't like anything that he does, including the way he eats his soup. So it doesn't make any difference about that. Then you have the people who are more moderate in their thinking but are still Republicans. And they don't like the idea that it's a political maneuver before a November election. I myself am hesitant about it because if I was president, I would have done it within 24 to 48 hours. Anytime you have a military coup and a takeover, I don't care who is the president. If he was elected, if there was an election, I think that the president is there that has been set in various countries. We've gone into three of them, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Nicaragua, and now Panama, come to think of it, that there is sufficient reason, humanitarian or otherwise, to go ahead and restore an elected government. But other than that, it's very confusing, my dear. We did have one interesting call from a gentleman who said, the military needs the training.
Oh, well, see, that's what I mean. We have to go back to the Constitution. We are here for this huge gubernatorial election, and they have a Democrat there, but he can't make a deal with Mr. Salinas in Mexico to stop our state here from being invaded, and I find that very interesting.
How did you feel about the little thing that Bush started over there to save the oil companies for us?
Well, Stan, I just want to say this. I was living in Ireland at the time. I was studying over there during the Gulf War, and in hindsight, seeing how this country reacts and how brainwashed a lot of people are in this country about what the role of the military is. I was glad to be out of the country to watch it from afar because from what I heard, you had everyone watching their sets, watching the tanks going in. It's like bread and circuses. I mean, it's like another football game.
It was almost as good as the O.J. trial, but not quite.
Well, it's just we should go back to what the purpose of the military is. It's to defend our country, to secure the border.
You realize that Bush conned everybody then because there was no way that Saddam was going to invade Saudi Arabia.
Oh, exactly. And I'll tell you this, I'm consistent. I was not for the Grenada operation.
Really? Congratulations.
I was not for Panama. And I was not for the
Panama was unconstitutional, in my opinion.
So I mean, I'm just warning people that now we have, people are getting a little smarter, but I have a feeling, if they sit down in front of that TV and we've got Mr. Clinton there, and he's going to talk about all these wonderful things, and then, we're going to do it all over again. I just wonder how long it's going to take for the country to wake up. And I mean, I'm awake now, and I'm just into my 30s.
Thank you for calling us.
Thank you.
Nice to hear from you. Call us again. 1-800-298-8255 of the Stan Major program, 2:15 here on the East Coast, and we're live. All right. I have an old friend who's hanging on the phone here. Are you there? Are you there? Oh, this is the guy that plays the tapes back to us. Forget about him, okay? Let me give you the email address if you'd like to email me. My computer is down right now, okay? I hope I'll have it back tomorrow. Those things do happen, they tell me. I know nothing about them, but it ain't functioning. But you can email me, and we'll put it on hold and pop it up as soon as we get the computer functioning. All small letters, STANMAJOR, stuck together, STANMAJOR, at AOL.com. All right, that's through the Internet, and that's on American Online. And you computer hackers, you all know what I'm talking about. I don't have any idea what I'm talking about, but you can email me that way, and I'll reply to your... The only thing I ask is that you put down the city that you're writing from. I don't care about your name. You can use your code name or whatever it is you use on those computer things. But do tell me where you are, all right? And I shall give you all the address when we come back. I'm going to give you the address for the show. And if you want a copy of any of these things, I'll bring up a couple of things that we'll be happy to send out. All right, including the other side of, the Larry Nichols stuff and all that stuff. And I'll do that when we come back. Don't go away. You've heard me mention that I lost 13 pounds in less than 3 weeks, and I did it eating the same food I normally eat. I just don't eat as much. It's fantastic. Hi, this is Stan Major. Let me tell you about the independent distributors of Light and Right and a little all-natural caplet called Formula Number 1. Now, you take one of these Formula Number 1 all-herbal caplets before you sit down to eat. You might take 2 a day. You might take 3 a day. If you take 2 a day, it's only going to cost you 35 cents a day, and you're going to lose weight. You're going to do it the easiest way in the world. You're not going to eat as much. That's right. Formula Number 1 acts like an appetite suppressant. And believe me, it works. The great thing about it is you keep the weight off. I kept the weight off for the better part of 7 or 8 months before I put a few pounds back on. Then I went back on the program. You can do exactly the same thing. Here's the number, 1-800-206-1935. 1-800-206-1935. Okay, let's go to Omaha, Nebraska. Jan.
Hello, Stan.
How you doing, Jan?
Pretty good. Not too bad. I'm just wondering if they're going to actually attack Haiti or not.
Oh, of course they will. There's no question.
Anyway, the reason I called...
Wait a minute. What do you think about that? Are you for it or against it? Are you for it, America? Are you against it?
I'm basically against it because, we keep getting involved in these things, and one of these times we're going to get involved in something where it's going to be another Vietnam, and we're not going to be able to get out.
Well, we ran from Somalia with our tails between our legs.
That, in a way, see, it started out being a humanitarian thing, but
so you
it
thought.
ended up...
It was a con job by George Bush and the CIA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically, one of the reasons I called, I was wondering, have you ever heard of the elitist theory? That our CIA has instigated revolutions worldwide to keep the third world countries uneducated. And the fact that Somoza in Nicaragua was overthrown by Jimmy Carter and the CIA, and Jimmy Carter and his people actually armed Daniel Ortega's group so that they could turn it from being basically a monarchy that was democratic into a socialist, communist country.
No, not Jimmy and Rosalind. Come on, cut me a break. Not Mr. Humanitarian who let all the Mariolitas in.
Well, I think what he did is I think he learned his lesson. He decided to kind of try to make amends, after he got out of the presidency.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to have to build a lot of houses to make amends for what he did during the Mariel boat lift.
That's true. But I remember, was it in 1979, right before he lost?
Not to mention the hostage crisis. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the way I felt, in 79, when I saw him say he wondered why our country was in such a malaise, well, he did exactly the thing that Clinton's doing now, destroying our, overtaxing the people and making too much regulations, ruining business. It's like we're going back full circle to a Jimmy Carter era again.
Well, that's what it's all about when Democrats occupy the White House. Name me one Democrat who's been different. They're all the same.
I'll give you one. Ronald Reagan. Originally Ronald Reagan was a Democrat before, right?
Well, he sure in the hell wasn't a conservative, I'll tell you, not with the way the bureaucracy grew when he was president, okay?
But I think that he still had a little bit of respect for the businessman compared to what...
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Why do you think he's the only two-term president in modern history? Now, think about it.
Yeah, he was pro-business. He was for the businessman.
This was during the germination of the New World Order age. This is when they conceived the whole thing. While he was sleeping through 8 years, the internationalist bankers and the corporate types took over. And they haven't relented.
But I was under the impression they've been trying to do this since 1913.
Well,
with the Warbirds and the Federal Reserve.
You can go all the way back there. I would say that's the root. Those are the roots. But the real germination, I think, took place during the maybe the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It really depends. We have had a whole succession of one-term presidents, with the exception of the sleepy pro-business conservative, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one wonders why all these other people were one-term, including George Bush.
Well, George Bush was too much cardboard. I can remember one thing, the biggest mistake that I think George Bush ever made was when he used the so-called bully pulpit, pounded on it, and said that everybody in the country had to save money. And, the president means so much to a lot of people that they will listen to him. And what happened is that people saved money and they didn't spend enough, and a lot of merchants at that time lost a lot of business that they normally had because people did put the money in their pocket, and that's what started our little problem with, people getting laid off.
No, that wasn't it. It was our free trade policy. Our free trade policy, which cost us a great, most of our manufacturing base in this country, today has resulted in the fact that we really don't have a basic workforce in this country. You and I will debate that issue in the future. Thank you. 1-800-298-8255, The Stan Major Show. Have you a few problems getting to sleep? Do you put your head down to the pillow and then toss and turn for hours? Let the folks at Swanson Health Products help you. They have melatonin. The MIT research shows that melatonin will indeed help you sleep. Call Swanson, your direct warehouse supplier, for just $15.95 plus $2.50 shipping and handling. You can have melatonin. We're going to toss in the free Swanson Health Digest featuring national name brand vitamins, minerals, and dietary supplements at savings up to 40%. Don't pay more at the store when you can have all this sent directly to your home for up to 40% less. Now, get a 4-month supply of melatonin to help you sleep. Just $15.95 plus shipping. Here's their hotline number to the warehouse, 1-800-704-2121. 1-800-704-2121. All right, as promised, here's the address if you'd like to write to me, and we'll send out these articles. We'll send out the Los Angeles Times article about the real reason we went into Somalia, not the George Bush humanitarian excuse. It was oil and CIA, and we have an article on that. And we'll send out the U.S. News and World Report, 4 computer pages on knocking down a great deal of the Larry Nichols crap about Clinton and all the stuff, the Falwell and all that extremist stuff that has come out about Bill Clinton. We'll send out a copy of that. And by the way, those of you who are open-minded conservatives really ought to read this stuff, okay? See the other side of the coin. What else can we ship out? I was going to send out a copy of one other article, and I can't think of what the heck it was. But we'll send out those two to you. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Stan Major or the Stan Major Show, 9715 West Broward Boulevard, 9715 West Broward, Broward Boulevard, Suite 333. The city is Plantation, Florida, and the zip is 33324. Gary's in St. Louis.
How you doing, Stan?
How are you, Gary?
All right. I'm a second-time caller, but a long-time listener.
Good to hear from you.
Yes. Stan, I just want to give the president a little message here. I'm a bleeding heart liberal that a lot of people might call me. Stan, I care about people, and I care about the Haitians. And I want to just try to reason with Bill Clinton just for a minute here. It's wrong. It's so wrong what he's doing. And why should he think for 1 minute that he can insult the minds of the American people into believing that this invasion on Haiti is the right thing to do? It's a slap in the face to good people in America, that for him to even try to pass this over on us.
Why?
Stan, I just don't see it. It's wrong.
Well, don't you think the 82nd Airborne needs a little real-life practice once in a while?
Yeah, well, no, they don't need this practice, Dan. I mean, this is serious. And
well, it's pretty serious to the bloodied and dead bodies lying in the streets of Port-au-Prince.
Exactly. And
see, I'm confused. When you came on, Gary, I thought that you were concerned about human life in Haiti. I thought that you were. You said you were a liberal. You said you were a bleeding heart liberal.
Exactly.
Now I'm confused. Clinton is going into Haiti to get rid of the colonels who do the death and the torture and that kind of thing, and the leftover Tonton Macoute, or the what did they call them, attachés now. And yet now you're saying that Clinton's doing something wrong. So I'm totally confused. You're going to have to straighten me out.
Okay. I'm a bleeding heart liberal because I'm against this kind of. I don't think it was directly explained to the American people why this attack on Haiti had to happen. I still think a lot of American people is in are totally uninformed about why this had to happen.
All right, let me ask you this. Have you ever agreed with any military intervention that the United States has ever taken in modern history?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
So you're like a pacifist. You're basically against us militarily intervening anywhere where our lives might be in danger.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, now we know where you're coming from. Good.
Exactly. And Stan,
Yes.
I think it's just like the Gulf War. I've always thought that was the Gulf War was a deception of the S&L scandal, and I'll always believe that. I believe that that it was senseless lies. Lots of people died in that war, and it was so senseless. And if this Haitian thing happens, it's going to be a lot of American and Haitian people is going to lose their lives senselessly, and we don't need to be over there.
Well,
what for?
I disagree with you. There probably won't be any shots fired at all, and it'll be one of the simplest procedures, as the dentist would say, that you've ever undergone. Okay.
Okay, Stan, we'll see.
Thank you.
Nice talking with you.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
I'll bet you if the NRO, whoops, there it goes, the National Reconnaissance Office has a spy satellite hovering over the Port-au-Prince airport, they will see someplace parked, ready to go, 1 or 2 planes to take the colonels out when the invasion hits. I mean, where are they going to go? Dominican Republic? They're going to go across the border and hide? No, they got the planes all fueled and they're ready to go. Right to Zurich, right to the banks, where they've stuffed all their gold. All right, we are at 1-800-298-8255. And by the way, when the colonels flee, the natives will bow down. It's that simple. I doubt if there will be any firing whatsoever. Hey, perhaps you've dreamed of doing things that your present income would never provide. Well, the independent distributors at Light and Right have a real great thing going. Let me just quote one couple here. It's possible to make a good income with Light and Right. The stability of the company and the quality of the products are what keep our business going month after month. Even with our big move from Texas to New York, our bonus checks are still coming. Frank and Victoria, they live in Woodside, New York. We are looking for distributors everywhere. Everywhere you hear my voice, and that's all across this great country. If you would like to get information about becoming an independent distributor and making some money on the side and working possibly into a full-time situation where you're basically working for yourself, and boy, does that beat the heck out of the person you're working for now, right? To give you a little job security on your own, it's a fantastic idea. I want you to call the independent distributors of Light and Right at this number, 1-800-206-1935, okay? All you need to do is leave your name, your area code, and your phone number. You tell them the best time to reach you, and they'll call you. You're under no obligation. They have 4 great products to sell. If you have a few hours a day, a few hours a week, you can begin to add to your income. 1-800-206-1935. All right, my fellow Americans. Oh, God. I'm caught here with my pants down, ladies. Did I say that? No, I didn't say that. We're going to help you sleep. Now, you're still awake, and you're saying to yourself, oh, he's going to do that spot again? Yeah, because I want to help you sleep. Now, how many all-night talk show hosts are going to try to help you sleep, huh? Not very many, right? Got to be out of my gourd to sell this stuff, but it's good stuff. It's called melatonin from my friends at Swanson. So you've been lying there for an hour and a half, and you can't sleep. Well, we're going to give you a little white pill that's all natural, not making big bucks for any big pharmaceutical firm. You don't have to go to the doctor and get it prescribed. This is good stuff. It's all natural. You have natural melatonin in your body. What we're going to do is give you a little additional, and then you put your head down on the pillow, and you have sweet dreams, okay? 120 capsules of melatonin from Swanson Health Products, your direct warehouse supplier, for just $15.95. How long will 120 capsules last? Well, they say 4 months. I think that's very conservative. I use 1 a week, so mine's going to last forever. You figure out the cost factor involved there if you use 1 or 2 a week, okay? Because I don't think you're going to need more than that. This is good stuff. I take one of these little white pills, about half the size of an Anacin aspirin or something like that, and I'm asleep at the most within 25 or 30 minutes. At the most, usually quicker than that. We're going to toss in the Swanson Health Digest. You got to have that if you buy any vitamins at all. You'll never buy them retail again when you see the prices from Swanson's. Call now, get your melatonin, and go to sleep. Here's the number, 1-800-704-2121. Did I give you the price? $15.95 plus shipping. 1-800-704-2121. I didn't have my pants down. I just wasn't ready to come back for that spot. Okay, we're going to go to Ocala, Florida. Roland. How you doing, Roland?
Good. I'm doing fine, Stan. How are you?
How's my buddy Big Daddy Don Garlitz?
Don who?
Never mind. That's okay.
I probably haven't heard of him.
Well, I thought he was running for Congress up there. The drag strip guy? The drag racer?
You know, I believe he lost. I'm not sure, though.
No, he won the primary. He's going to go against the one.
Oh, he did win the primary.
Yeah, he's going to go against.
No. It was someone that was for horse racing down in Lake County, right below Marion County. He's the one that lost. Yes,
okay.
he's going for horse racing in Lake County, but he.
So
lost.
what's on your mind?
Stan, first of all, I would like to say I agree with you regarding Haiti. I think it might be a 6-hour war at most, and we must understand many people are too young to know the fact that we are responsible for what's going on in Haiti. You know, we went there, United States troops went there, I think, in 1915. They stayed for 40 years. When they left Papa Doc Duvalier in charge, that denied all types of civil and equal rights to the citizens, and he was succeeded by his son, Baby Doc Duvalier, and as a result, when they finally got their first election, then an elected government, whom we claim all over the world, we are for elected governments, and then when he gets overturned, the United States has to wait 3 or 4 years before they decide to reinstall this elected government. I think we have an obligation to reinstall this elected government in Haiti, and I'm sure that if it was any other nation that was perhaps not a nation of color, we would have had done it 3 years ago.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I would dearly like to make a point here. And I hope I can do this without stepping on anybody's toes or insulting anybody. There are a great number of people in the United States of America listening to me right now who do not differentiate between human beings. Black is black, white is white, and etc. Okay?
Right.
White people are all great. Okay? White people are fantastic. White people founded this country, and they run this country, and they've done the best job in the world. And blacks, I don't care who they are, where they are, what they are trouble. Okay?
All right.
That attitude can get you into real hot water. All right?
Yes.
Now, it is amazing to me that these people who are, when they discuss things other than black and white, other than race, they're very logical, very intelligent, and they can speak very thoroughly on an issue. But when it comes to black and white, they're lost. And they don't realize that there's a great deal of difference between the third generation 27-year-old black woman whose mama was on welfare, whose mama was on welfare, whose grandma was on welfare in the ghetto in Chicago or St. Louis, who has 6 children before she's 30 years of age. Now, I may be exaggerating here, but not that much. They don't realize that there's a great deal of difference in all people. You have to deal with that particular problem in Chicago or St. Louis on a different scale. The Haitian problem is different, okay?
Absolutely.
Haitians are to a certain extent, Haitians are Haitians. That's about the best way I can put it. And you have to live with them and observe them and look at their work ethic down here in South Florida to realize that Haitians are motivated, Haitians want to work, Haitians do not want to live off of somebody else. And for the most part, these people are productive people here in South Florida. They are as productive as the Cubans. The only difference is the Cubans got a leg up because somebody's uncle is going to put them to work.
Yes. Well,
When they get off the raft. You got me?
I certainly do. I understand, Stan, and I believe that Stan, it's due to that type of thinking that most Americans think, as you just emulated, as you just said, that this is why in Somalia, I can guarantee you will never hear of a French or an Italian dead soldier's body being dragged through the street. They picked an American's body because they know, back in history, they know what America, even as it was forming its democracy, what they did, how they murdered 30 million Indians, stole this nation, enslaved another 30 million black people, and even today, they're opposed to any type of affirmative action of black people here in America. They're opposed to any immigration of Haitians here in America.
I'm out of time, Roland. Thank you. Call me again. You know, a compromise might be to bring back Jean-Claude Duvalier. Now, I brought that up with a couple of Haitians that I ran into not too long ago, and they did not react negatively to that idea. Baby Doc was not his dad. And if somehow you could corral the attachés, the troublemakers, the leftover tonton, the coot, maybe that might be a compromise. I don't know. It's just an idea. Let's go to Lars in Albuquerque. Lars.
Hello, Stan.
Thanks for holding on.
Yeah, I was falling asleep there.
Sorry about that, Lars. We'll try. Hey, you want me to pound on the table and wake you up?
No, the beep got me.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't think that's a good idea to put Baby Doc back there. The person they elected, their leader, should be their leader. And 2 years or whatever it is, they can elect someone else for the same leader.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's what they chose. And when somebody else, powers its way in there, they have no choice. They can't do anything for themselves. Either we sit by and watch this happen to those poor people, or we go in and help make things right.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only people that have the power to do it.
Okay. Well, what do you think about Clinton's invasion?
I don't know that Clinton's going to invade.
You don't think so? You got to be kidding.
Huh?
You got to be kidding.
I know what the media says, and I know that they're sourcing these people, but what's the bottom line is what actually happened. I just don't know if it's going to happen.
All right. All right, we'll see. Thank you very much, Lars. 1-800-298-8255 on the major program. Joe is in Yakima, Washington. Joe, how are you?
Okay, I'm doing fine, Stan.
Good to hear from you again.
Listen, I've been thinking about why do I enjoy listening to your program, and I decided tonight that it's really because I'm getting so many different, diverse points of view on a whole lot of things, and that's good. I want to compliment you on that and on your ability to deal with it and to make it happen.
Well, it keeps me awake every night.
Well, it keeps me awake too, but what can I say, Stan?
Yeah, but it's a lot earlier out there for you. See,
well,
it's a lot later for me, all right?
Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of good stuff that has brought up a lot of thoughts, and I'm not going to begin to tell you all of them. I think that you've been asking people what they think about the Haitian invasion, and I think there's a pretty good chance that there won't be any shots fired.
Mm-hmm.
And that there may not be, there won't be an aggressive invasion. And it sounds like that may be your opinion as well.
Hmm.
There doesn't need to be an aggressive invasion, I don't believe. I've been listening to a variety of sources, and I've heard all kinds of different opinions. But I think it might be a good idea for us to help those folks out. I don't want to see a continued boatload of Haitians or Cubans or anyone else, for that matter, coming into our country and overloading the social system any more than I want to see. I don't want to see people coming in by boat. I don't want to see them coming across rivers and so forth. We have legal means for people to emigrate to the United States, and I would prefer to see people come in legally.
All right, Joe, thank you. I'm out of time. Good to hear
Okay.
from you. 1-800-298-8255.
The Talk America Radio Network provides live 24-hour unduplicated programming 7 days a week.
Now we're gonna sing you a little song about the mayor of Washington. As you all know, Marion Barry is gonna be sentenced. And he's hoping that judge will take things nice and easy. But we know that judge don't do nothing nice and easy. He does it nice and rough. He lost a good job in the city just 'cause Mayor Barry told a little joke. He could be a goner when he said, Your Honor, I believe that everything goes better with Cook. Showing no repentance, Barry's gonna get a sentence. He could be going up the river. Going up the river. Barry needs a brand new slogan to help convince the voters that he's coming back.
A person of conviction, author of a fiction. Marion thinks he deserves another crack.
His opponent's order will come up with another motto. Something like throw him in the river. Throw him in the river.
Throw him in the river.
Oh,
Well, let's see if we made it on the air on WPTF in Raleigh here. Little handy transistor sister. There it is, friends. Hello, Raleigh. I think I need a better radio. Or maybe some batteries. Welcome to the all-night talk program that never ends. It just keeps going. 1-800-298-8255. It is called the Stan Major Program, for lack of a better name. Let's go to West Palm Beach, just up I-95 here to Gloria.
Yes, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Are
how
you there?
How could you possibly say that Baby Doc should go back there? This is totally outrageous. Here's a man who squandered millions of their dollars over in France, and now he's only left with a small villa and a little car. Thrown away millions of their dollars, and you want him to go back? This is absolutely outrageous.
Well, who do you want?
I want the person that 67% of the people voted for, and that President Clinton said he would do something about as part of his platform when he went in.
Okay. I won't fight you.
You won't bite me, but you'll bite the Haitian people.
I said I
put
wouldn't
Baby
fight you.
Doc back there.
Well, he'd be better than what they got now. Right?
No, he would not be better. Neither
Oh,
one.
you think the
comparing
colonels
apples
are better?
And oranges. Neither one.
You think the colonels are better, huh?
No, I don't think they're better. But you're comparing apples and oranges. There's
Well,
no.
let me ask you something. Suppose this turns into be a tragedy. Suppose they have some weapons we don't know about. Suppose in the initial invasion, in this police action, 75 Americans are killed. Now, wouldn't it be better to cut a deal to bring Baby Doc back than have an invasion?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
you're
let's
saying...
sacrifice. So for this commie Pinko Aristide, who's going to institute socialist reforms that I'm sure you agree with, because you and your buddy Billy Bob from Arkansas agree with them. Hey,
it has
listen.
Nothing to do with me.
So
I'm not
the blood of American soldiers has. You don't care about that, huh?
Aristide. 67%.
Well, wait a minute. If you like the colonel so much,
I'm not a Haitian.
Hey. If you like the colonel so much, why don't we leave him there?
I didn't say I like the colonels. I said you're comparing apples and oranges. The colonel is in the same category as Baby Doc.
So you don't care.
Except that the colonel has.
So you believe that we should damn the torpedoes full speed ahead, invade, lose American lives just to put this Aristide back
I don't believe in any damming of the torpedoes.
Well, what are you talking about? How are you going to get Aristide? Are you going to talk at the same time?
When did we ever tell people
hey, lady! Hey! Goodbye. This is a conversation program, lady, okay? If you got a problem in the middle of the night, you take care of it, all right? But don't take it out on me or my audience, all right? You don't make any damn sense. Now that we've shut you off and I've shut your mouth, you can talk back to the radio, okay? I'm as courteous and polite as a caller is to me. And if you turn on me, I'm going to turn on you. It's that simple, all right? That's not what this show's all about. Now, the basic question, which you didn't answer, is the blood of a lot of American soldiers worth putting Aristide back in power? I say no. All right? Now, I have a conflict here in my own mind, because I believe that Clinton should have had the intestinal fortitude, or whatever you want to say about him, to make this kind of a move very shortly after the colonels took over. All right, not to sit around and wait and let this thing, this Haitian thing, boil and continue to be a troubling situation for as long as it's been. And this idea that you're going to somehow scare these colonels off with all this public relations blitz that's going on. I mean, good God, we know where every soldier who's headed for Haiti is right now. We know what ship they're on. We know how many ships are coming. I have never in my life witnessed such a wide open... I mean, if Clinton was playing poker, man, you'd never have to fold. You'd know exactly what he's got in his hand. I don't really understand this Haitian invasion by public relations. Anyhow, we are at 1-800-298-8255. I don't think anybody is going to die. I really don't think so. I think everything will be all right. I just don't like doing it for Aristide. I'm not a big Aristide fan. But, gee, I'm sorry if I stepped on your toes by mentioning Jean-Claude Duvalier. I think in some ways he'd be better than Aristide if we left some forces there and held tight control on the kid, okay? Well, he's no kid anymore. He probably would be acceptable to a great number of the Haitian people if you didn't bring the Tonton Macoute or the attachés back with him. That's all I'm saying. Ladies, we have hope for you. We have elite, natural thigh and body contour cream from my friends at Swanson. And we're going to ship it directly to your home at a tremendous, tremendous savings off of what it would cost in the better beauty salons or drugstores in your neighborhood. $19.95, that's it. Little shipping and handling. That is 20% off the retail price of $24.95. We're going to toss in a free 9-month subscription to the Swanson Health Digest. Elite Natural Thigh and Body Contour Cream is non-greasy and non-oily. It absorbs right into your thighs and other affected areas to promote firmer, smoother skin. So give them a call, get your thigh and body cream at just $19.95 plus shipping and handling, and get in on the hottest news in the fight against cellulite. Order your supply right now or call them tomorrow, 1-800-704-2121, 1-800-704-2121. Okay, my fellow Americans, Dan Rather's over there in Haiti waiting for the invasion. Now, suppose they take Dan Rather hostage. Do we send in the 82nd Airborne faster to free Dan? Do we hold off on the invasion because they have one of our key Seven Sisters anchormen? What do we do? Now, if it was Giselle Fernandez, I would be the leader of the pack to go myself. I'd land on the beach to save Giselle. Did you hear about the NBC News report about drugs? And the fact that after all of the billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of your taxpayers' money they have wasted on losing the war on drugs through I don't know how many stupid administrations we've had fighting it, that we have exactly the same number of hardcore cocaine users in this country, and guess how many that is, my fellow Americans? Are you ready? Is it 100 million? No. Is it 50 million? No. Is it 20 million? No. Is it 10 million? No. Is it 5 million? No. It is a measly 2 million people. Now, how many million people are in this country? And before they started the war on drugs, which we've lost, they had 2 million hardcore cocaine users. And right now they have 2 million hardcore cocaine users. Now, what does this tell you? We're wasting our time. We're wasting our time, all right? And more than that, we're wasting billions of dollars. Legalize drugs and forget it, and tax the hell out of it, and use all of the taxes to cure people of using drugs. Right, Bill Buckley? We'll be back. I want to know who the men in the shadows are. Let's go to Ken in Hayfork, California. Ken.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, brother. I took a nap today, so I'm up a little late. Just trying to get a house built, working hard out here in the heat.
Well, it's not that late. It's only 25 minutes after midnight out there.
Yeah, I'm in bed. Hunting season's coming up out here, so I'm usually in bed early, and I just kind of messed up.
Okay.
But anyway, I think American lives lost anywhere, there's no sense in it. We don't belong anywhere but here.
Ooh, you're a real California isolationist, huh?
I'm in the mountains, yeah. I'm making a stand right here.
How many guns you got?
Oh, I got several.
Uh-oh. Well, look out. Those blue berets will come after you in black helicopters.
I've got all that information already. I mean, I'm an old timber faller. I lived in the woods all my life. I don't know anything about Haiti. Mm-hmm. But I think that the people that are the ones that are last to answer the call of liberty will be the first to answer to tyranny in this country right here.
But you don't believe we have to worry about Haiti?
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, we do. We need a foreign policy, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
But should
and
we?
I think that if we're gonna put someone in Haiti to follow our rule, then that's the wrong way to go. I mean, our democracy is not what it should be.
Okay, I'm confused. Let's start from square one. Do you agree that we should invade Haiti?
Well, I don't know about an invasion. I mean, why invade them? Why not just work it out and get the? I mean, if the guy's a jerk, then just get rid of him.
Okay.
You know, and let the people have who they want in there.
All right.
You know, and if they're following the American the way, republic, democracy, or whatever, then I think they're following the wrong steps because we're going in the wrong direction.
All right. I take it you don't like Bill Clinton.
I do not like Bill Clinton. I mean, I have nothing against the man as a man, but as a leader, I don't think he's capable.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rogue scholar. You know, he's done things to the American liberty that I just don't go for.
All right. Did you ever serve in the military?
Yes, sir, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the Army for 3 years. I was in an experimental battalion down in Hunter Liggett.
An experimental battalion?
Yeah.
What were you experimenting with?
Well, I don't know what they were experimenting with. I was in the motor pool and, recovery vehicles and such as that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I'm an American and I'm standing for America first.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'm an American firster too, Ken, so welcome to the fold. What's the nearest big city?
Eureka, way out on the coast.
Got you. All right, thank you. Good to
All
hear
right,
from
brother.
you. Hayfork, California. How do you like that, sports fans? Well, when they come to confiscate his guns, he may be the last one, huh? They're going to have a tough time finding him. Let's go to Charlie, my buddy in Agawam, Massachusetts. Charlie, Ted Kennedy called. He wants your vote.
You'll get it, all right. But getting back to this Haiti problem.
Yes.
You know, the lady, not that I care whether you shut somebody off. You have a right to shut me off. I know that. But she said something like 67% of the people voted for somebody in Haiti. It seems as though we controlled Haiti for not, from what I figure, it's not 40 years, it's about 30 years. Why couldn't we correct the situation then? Why couldn't we at least see that they either had arms? Not because I'm for black people. I'm not a prejudiced guy. They could be armed like we are, and that would help them. They could make their own solutions. Then maybe it wouldn't be the best way, but that's the way we made ours against England when we had our revolution. Or else maybe they could have total public campaign financing, which we don't even have now. That would have been a country we could have let experiment for itself and solved its own problems. Don't you think I have a point?
I guess so, Charlie.
You might not agree with me, but you want to be president, and I want you to get new ideas and bring new issues, new points of order into our country and into the world, because through our corporations, we're part of the one world order, whether we like it or not. I don't like it, but that's the way it is, and we should try to make the world a better place, but not through letting them learn to help themselves like I always try to do, and they're doing a job on me real good here.
Okay, Charlie, thank you.
Bye
Good
now.
to hear from you. Thank you very much. 1-800-298-8255. Lines available in the Stan Major program. We're rolling through the hours of the night from beautiful, rainy South Florida. Okay. By the way, I have the new copy of Time magazine, which has been rushed to me and hand-delivered at my front door today, courtesy of one of the seven sisters of the media. And on page 34 of the new anti-gun edition of Time magazine, on which they feature as their covered story, the short, violent life of Robert Yummy Sandifer, so young to kill, too, so young to die. Tragic story out of Chicago. The case against invading Haiti, page 34, and we get these two wonderful, wonderful future presidents of the United States from the Republican side, Messrs. Baker and Cheney. And the whole story might put you to sleep, but if you want to see what a couple of wimps they are, read the story. Neither one of them think that Clinton should invade. Okay? All right. And if you really want to see something interesting, go back a couple of pages, about 3 or 4 pages, through the big ads, and you will see Charles Van Doren versus the 1994 quiz show Dream Team. These are the members of the, Van Doren was, Scandal, NBC's 21 quiz show. They fed him the answers and all that kind of stuff. Now they've done a movie about it. The 1994 Time Magazine quiz show Dream Team. Are you ready for these people? Most of them you never heard of, but it's interesting. Just wait. Stephen E. Ambrose. They got these people together and they're going to ask them 5 questions, okay? Stephen E. Ambrose is a historian and author of D-Day. E.D. Hirsch is a professor and author of cultural literacy. Alex Trebek, you know him, the host of Jeopardy. And Marilyn Vos Savant. She holds the world's record for the highest IQ. Now, I only bring this up for all you leftover male chauvinists out there. Did you know that a woman holds the record for the world's highest IQ? Not a man, a woman. Right. And then, last and certainly least, in Newsweek's Dream Team quiz show, Dream Team, is Donna Rice Hughes. Donna Rice? You're kidding. Donna Rice Hughes, Phi Beta Kappa from the University of South Carolina. Here's a typical question. Are you ready for this? George Washington appointed the first Secretary of State, Chief Justice, Secretary of War, Attorney General, and Postmaster General. Name them. So what does the world's highest IQ say? Miss Vos Savant says, oh, for heaven's sakes. Now that's the way to answer a stupid trivia question. Oh, for heaven's sakes. You want to know who got that one right? Ambrose, historian and author of D-Day. Well, why shouldn't he? He's a historian, for heaven's sakes. Let's go to Gino in Holyoke, Mass. Down there working on our new nuclear submarine. Right, Gino?
Greetings from the North Country, Stan.
How are you?
All right. The leaves are changing up here. It's gorgeous.
Oh, don't tell me about that.
Yeah, it's changing already.
All right. Well, whenever that starts to happen, if anybody mentions leaves on trees up north, they have to package up a bunch, put them in plastic bags, and send them down here.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I got the time to do that, Stan. Listen, on the Haiti thing, the United States is caught between a rock and a hard place. We have either the whole nation of Haiti is going to come over in boats, which they've been trying to do, and create a tremendous problem here in the United States. We have a lot of cops and people being killed by Haitian drug lords and that sort of thing. We either have to stop it, spend millions of dollars here and stop it, or spend millions of dollars there and stop it. Any way you look at it, we're going to pay because it's just the way it is. So I think the United States people complain and want to bury their heads in the sand, like that woman from San Francisco earlier today. Have to wake up and realize that we're either going to get cops and children killed here, or we're going to get soldiers shot at there. And I don't want either one to happen, but I'd rather the war be on their front steps than on my front steps. So that's the bottom line there, I think. We just have to protect ourselves against drugs and violence here.
Well, don't you agree? Don't you agree with me that the planes are sitting on the tarmac? They're all fueled, and Cedrus and his boys are ready to head for Zurich or something?
Well, yeah, Clinton is hoping to God that they will go, so all we have to do is install a government and try to get a true democracy going there. He's trying to scare them out of there. If they won't go, he's got to go in. That's what the waiting game is all about. That's why he's rattling the sabers. That's why he's showing them there are aircraft carriers here. We got destroyers and jets, and you got nothing but, M1 rifles, so get out of town. But they're not going to go because they haven't got no place to go. Nobody wants them, except maybe their South American neighbors. Well, we have to deal with this whole hemisphere, which is infested with drugs and getting our children and our cops killed. We've just got to do something about it, and that's hard.
Well, we legalize drugs. That's what we do.
Well, I'm with you there too, but but until that happens, we have to deal with the cards we have, and the cards are we either fight here in our streets or we fight there.
Well, Clinton is not doing anything about the Colombia cartels.
Well, I don't know. The CIA has been playing a quiet game for centuries, and I think they've done a great job. After all, we did beat the communists. We did dethrone communism. So, I haven't heard anybody thank the CIA or our government for that.
The CIA didn't even discover that happened until it was finished.
Well, but they delivered blows throughout the last 50 or 60 years. They haven't been sitting around playing with darts.
They like to knock off tin-horn dictators in South America. That's about the only thing they can point to. But they couldn't get rid of Castro. That's an embarrassment.
Well, maybe they wanted Castro there. We don't know what they think, Stan.
Why would they want Castro?
Because he's a bozo. I would want an idiot.
How can he be a bozo? He's bested every president we've had from Jack Kennedy through Bill Clinton.
Bested? All they've got is sugarcane, Stan. You call that besting American presidents?
No. He has outmaneuvered them. If you were playing chess, he would have won. He would have beat every single president of the United States.
Outmaneuvered him how? He might have outmaneuvered him as far as mouth goes, but they don't have any armies. There's no Russian government there. There's no missiles there.
Oh no, we don't know about that, do we?
Well, we know that
he may have a couple of leftover surprises.
All right, Stan. Well, I'm not gonna. I know how you feel about that. You feel pretty strongly about that. So, you make your own
No, I don't
standard.
feel strongly. I just wouldn't count Castro out. Okay.
Okay.
He's not the impotent thing that the Cubans down here in Miami would lead you to believe who's going to fall. And every 10 minutes there's a new statement about how he's going to fall. Well, he hasn't fallen. All right?
Well, come up and get some maple syrup, Stan.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Thank you,
Bye.
1-800-298-8255 on the major program. What makes the American Spectator the country's most fearless news magazine? The magazine that over 300,000 Americans rely on every month for fact-based news and commentary that they can't find anywhere else. Well, we're going to give you their 800 number. You check it out. See for yourself. If you like the American Spectator, you'll get 12 monthly issues for just $29.95. Otherwise, you cancel your order and owe nothing. Paid subscribers will receive a free copy of the famous 16-page David Brock report, detailing Bill Clinton's alleged misuse of public funds and services for the facilitation of his Arkansas love life. It's yours free, just as it appeared in the American Spectator and made headlines around the world, when we receive your subscription payment. But first, call this number to order your first issue of the American Spectator. That's 1-800-535-7900. You can dial it right now or write it down and call it tomorrow. 1-800-535-7900. All right, moving right along, let's go to Raleigh, North Carolina, and Bill. Hey, Bill.
Hello, Stan.
How you doing?
Well, we send a salute to the Major from the old North State.
I appreciate that.
Well, if Russia's got his ditto heads out there and they send dittos from all over, we think we ought to send salutes to the Major.
Just send money.
Well, we can call you our major domo, you see, and all your listeners can be domo heads.
No, come on. Cut me a break. Send money, all right?
You know, the reason I called is I think sometime last week you were talking about wanting to get Jim Baker.
Yeah.
And did you ever make contact?
No, I dropped the ball on that.
Well, you know, his attorney, I live in Charlotte,
Uh-huh.
and his attorney is in Charlotte.
Okay.
You ought to call him. His name is Harold Bender, B-E-N-D-E-R.
Mm-hmm.
And his telephone number is area...
Wait. Don't give out the phone number on the air, okay?
Oh, okay.
I can get it through information.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it's
Yeah.
Harold J. Bender. And he was the attorney, you know, when Jim had his nervous breakdown and crawled up under the table.
Okay.
That was in Bender's office in Charlotte.
All right.
And I'm sure that Harold probably will know how to make contact with Jim. Last I heard, he was living with somebody in Asheville.
Okay, good.
But at any rate, I drive every night from Charlotte over eastern North Carolina and pick you up on PTF about 3 o'clock.
Right.
And we really appreciate what you're doing. I don't know why you can't. Why don't you get on the air in the Charlotte area?
They love tapes of New York shows that we're on at 8 o'clock at night or whatever.
From 2 to 5 on a tape delay.
Why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you call? I'm sure you know who the general manager of WBT is, and you tell him.
Yeah, well,
I've been trying valiantly to get a foot in that door for 3.5 years. Okay?
Yeah, well, that'd give you the western half of the state. Of course, you know, BT runs north-south directional after sunset, so they say they go from Canada to Cuba.
I got news for you. If I get on BT in Charlotte, they are at 1110, correct?
Yeah, right.
I'm on 1110. 50,000 watt in Omaha, which goes primarily west.
Yeah.
So if I'm on 1110 on those two places, I don't need to be on any other station.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, BT's got a tremendous signal.
But I'm delighted to be on PTF, and it's fantastic to be heard in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and as you say, I get it down here. I got it on my little transistor right now.
Yeah, PTF's they've got a tremendous signal.
Right, but you got to get hold of the head honcho there, because the gal who's the PD is too overly impressed by New York types calling her and offering her the tapes. Okay.
I don't know what kind of a deal they got with Gross, but I mean, yeah, it's a good show, but it's tape delayed.
Yeah.
And I think there's a vacuum there in their programming.
I think he's also on his way out, which might alert them. You see, they've been through about 3 or 4 tape shows while I've been sitting solid doing live overnight talk. That should tell them something, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I've got some friends out there. I'll talk to them. And, you know, the other thing, I'll say this and I'll get off and let somebody else.
And the other market I'd dearly love to get on up there is Winston-Salem. And there's a good talk station up there. So.
What's that, SJ?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, they're running tapes, too.
Yeah, well, are they?
Yeah.
You know, you're always bitching on the air about your hospital administrator down there in the Miami area.
He quit.
Let me give you a good one. You know, you're fussing because he's making $300K a year.
Yeah.
Our guy in Charlotte, the old Charlotte, the Carolinas Medical Center, used to be Charlotte Memorial. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the public hospital. Mm-hmm. A fellow named Harry Nurkin, he makes $650K per year. Do you think you got problems in Miami?
Good. Golly molly.
Woo! Stan, keep them coming.
You make those calls for me.
I'll do that.
You sound like a kind of man who can twist arms and get things done.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing, and I'll just as soon as I can find it, I'll send you that $1 million check.
Live is best. Thank you, Bill. 1-800-298-TALK. Here's another one of those quiz show Dream Team questions. Boy, I can't even pronounce the questions. The words in the questions I can't pronounce, much less the answers. In 1925, the great powers, for the first time in history, surrendered their absolute right to make war. Name the series of treaties and who signed these documents for the following countries: England, France, Italy, and Czechoslovakia. Well, the lady with the biggest brain in the world, the highest IQ, Marilyn Vosavant, got the first part of it correct, called the Locarno Pact. And then she said signed by more countries than you named, but I don't know who officiated. Ambrose, the historian, didn't get it. Hirsch didn't get it. Donna Rice didn't get it. And neither did Alex Trebek. Maybe they should have had Vanna White there, huh? What do you think, sports fans? You really want the answer? Austin Chamberlain, Aristide Briand, Benito Mussolini, and Edward Benet. Okay? Does that help you? All you historians out there, you're shaking your head saying, I knew that. Right. They should have named me to Time's Dream Team. Let's go to Long Beach, California. Tony, how are you?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good to hear from you in Long Beach.
Well, thank you, sir. Well, just to correct the position, it's Long Beach, Los Alamitos, and Cyprus, the borderline.
Okay. Boy, that border moves up. Wow.
Big time.
Yes.
Anyways, I think I'm a first-time listener and first-time caller, obviously. I couldn't sleep, and I said, well, I was going through some stations here, and I picked yours, and I said, wow, there's one guy that makes a great deal of sense.
Well, there's one guy that's live, anyway, and wide awake.
That's great. I used to listen to Art Bell, and I kind of get tired listening further because sometimes, well, it's gotten more commercialized at this point.
Mm-hmm.
About Haiti, the Haitian problem in Haiti. I agree with you 100%. We have absolutely no business to be there. We've dealt with it for years and years and years, and we failed. CIA was doing different things and whatever they were doing, fine and dandy. Obviously, they couldn't do the job. And overall, I think we have lots of problems in this country, as you've mentioned. Problems that we have, I think they're chain linked, and every link of this chain is corroded. We need to really, truly roll up our sleeves and deal with the problems. We have no business to do anything outside of this country. We need to take care of the problems that we have here. Education, crime, drugs. And as you said, today they mentioned that on, I think it was NBC or ABC. The drug problem is really all these money that they've spent and failed. That should tells us a lot. And
can you imagine what we could have accomplished if we'd taken just half of that money that we wasted trying to stop the stuff from coming in and would have used that to educate and treat people?
Amazing.
Boggles the mind, doesn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is overall we need to reconsider redoing our Constitution.
I don't want to mess with the Constitution because I don't want Jerry Falwell to be in charge. Okay?
Well, you know what? What we have at this point was good for the 20s and 30s. The world has changed, and we are not. We need to take care of that business.
Okay, Tony, good to hear from you. Call me again.
All the best.
Next time you're wide awake at this hour. Thank you. We're coming up on our 4 o'clock break. We have an hour live conversation to go. Plenty of time for you to call. Hang in there. The Stan Beecher program is featured on the Talk America Network out of Boston, Mass.
Is the senator really taking PAC money from him? I don't know. Let's ask her. Senator, is that Mr. Keating's savings and loan bailout bill you're sponsoring? Mm-hmm. Gee, it must be great siding with him. Mm-hmm. Where'd you meet him? I met him at my campaign dinner. And thanks to all his bucks, I was a landslide winner. That's when I fell for the leader of the pack.
The Ethics Committee will come to order.
He came one day to seek my advice. For 30 minutes, this is my prize. And now we are the facts. We in the Senate have the discount.
am the Lone Arranger.
Surely you must be Keating.
Fly high, Salvo Silverado.
Look out, look out, look out, look out! I feared I'd lose in my next campaign. Hey. Then I heard the ethics panel explain that you would really be insane. If they enforce the rules and if they really manage, they'd have to kick out every member of the Senate. They've been to bed with the leader of the pack.
The Ethics Committee is now out to lunch.
All right, Columbus, are you there? We are still live, having been joined, better late than never, by WCOL in Columbus. Anybody awake in Ohio? 1-800-298-8255. We have reserved a line just for you in Columbus, Ohio. 1-800-298-8255. We're off to invade Haiti to save Dan Rather's ass. He's there. And suppose they take him, suppose Sadries or whatever the colonel's name is, self-promoted general, suppose he takes Dan Rather hostage. Do we send in the 82nd Airborne and the aircraft carriers earlier than planned just to save Dan? Oh, me. Let's go to Evelyn in St. Louis Mo. Hello, Evelyn.
Well, Stan, we need you. We need a leader that we can learn to love and appreciate, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Evelyn.
But you know what you'll have to learn to do?
What's that?
No, I didn't do it. No matter what they say, you didn't do it. You're never guilty. I didn't do it.
No, you have to take responsibility for everything. Okay?
Yeah, well, see, we have one lady that comes on. She's a talk show hostess on this station. And she's a complete liberal. In fact, her slogan is, living life as a liberal and loving it. And isn't that great? And I'll tell you, those ditto heads, they can't stand that slogan. It drives them up the wall. But, Stan, you know, I'm really perplexed. Have you caught Barbara Bush doing the rounds to sell her new book?
No, I haven't, but I heard about it.
Well, first of all, she's pro-choice. Her husband, he really is anti-abortion, but he's for Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Then, tonight she was on Charlie Rose's show, and she thoroughly dislikes Pat Buchanan because he uses all the code words, and she thinks that, he's, too radical, too prejudiced to ever run. Isn't that a surprise? And then when they asked her, she was on Baba Walters, and about what she thought about the Christian right, she says, well, to be right is good. I think we'll all agree to be right is good.
Uh-huh.
And to be Christian is good, but to be Christian right is radical. They're too radical for
her. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. You know, how could she live a lie all those years in the White House?
Oh, come on. She's the ultimate wife/mama.
And, you know, when she came back from China...
Those are not, in that situation, those are not called lies. Those are called little fibs. Okay?
Little fibs. With the capital F, though, right? Don't forget and dot that I, Stan. But I love you. You know why? I really do. Because you're very moderate, and I love when... It's so pathetic when you ask people, you don't like Clinton. Poor Clinton, nobody likes him. How could a man be so hated? I mean, if you have an ounce of human compassion, your heart has to go out to him just a little bit.
He's got the sympathy vote, huh?
Yeah. But, you know, Stan, that's what I love about you, because I'm not kidding you. Because the true conservatives, they just want to yup up when you talk like that.
Yeah, well, listen, I really ticked him off at the start of the show because I came out agreeing with him that we needed to do something about Haiti, and boy, you know. And
Yeah.
I said, you know, if it was George Bush in the White House, Bob Dole would be the champion of invading Haiti.
Oh, that's right. There was an article in the paper about that. and there was Reagan sitting there. We shouldn't do that. It's only okay to do it when it's a Republican. See?
Some editorial cartoonists saw
Yeah,
right through
no,
them,
they're
huh?
great. You know, just like this new guy. What's his name now to investigate Whitegate?
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, you know, he's all for Paula Jones, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but another thing, too, they asked her about, I don't know if you caught this Forrestal on 60 Minutes Sunday.
No.
Oh, I mean, he just said about Ollie.
McFarlane?
McFarlane,
Oh, you're
I'm
not
sorry.
going to believe it. I wouldn't believe anything either Bob McFarlane or Ollie North said. Get out of here.
Well, you know what? Barbara Bush said he was lying. Now, tell me what you think about Ollie North.
Ollie North?
You think he'll make it?
Ollie North will probably make it because, he shouldn't. So he probably will.
Well, that's the whole thing. See, everybody that does bad, whether it's the heads of the United Way, they're fixing it now, Stan. They're going to fix it. It's never going to happen again.
Right.
Yeah, it's never going to happen again, Stan. So
And
just shovel your money in.
Hey, you want to see what our American justice system is really made of? This
What?
guy, Aramoni, will never spend a day behind bars. Mark my word, never a day, okay?
Well, I hope your campaign goes along splendidly, and
Well, where's that $1 million check, Evelyn? You got to win the lottery for me or something.
Well, you know what? There's a guy that comes on Saturday nights, Joe Mazza's show. Have you heard of him?
No.
And he had somebody that always gives horoscopes and lucky numbers, and he gave me 3 sets of lucky numbers. And if I come across and I win, I'm going to send you a contribution.
You're great.
And you know what? That war chest is yours to keep, so that's okay because that's legit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And don't declare it. Well, I might send you cash through the mail. Oh, and what about the Secretary of Treasury that didn't pay her taxes and she's going to El Jello? Oh, we have the most wonderful people in the cabinets.
All right,
and
Evelyn.
in everywhere, Stan.
Evelyn,
so
I got to make.
for,
I got to make some money here, okay?
Okay, dear, we love you.
Thank you. 1-800-298-8255 on the Stan Major program. Right about now, if you're a police officer or a security guy, and you're doing if you're turning around the corner there with your transistor radio or your Sony Walkman, and you're listening to me, and you're dragging a little bit at this time in whatever you happen to do, if you're in the medical profession, if you're working at one of the hospitals, if you're at one of the major universities in some of the major cities where this program is heard, guess what? If you don't know about Ginsana, trust me, it's going to cost you less than $10. Find out, okay? I challenge you. Order up 1 box of Ginsana from Swanson's for less than $10. You try it. Use all the Ginsana. Take 2 a day. And you tell me how you feel when you finish the box. And I challenge you not to reorder it. It gives you pep. It gives you energy. It'll help you make it through the unholy hours that you and I have to suffer through here every night. Although I love it, man. I don't want to ever work days again, except when I'm in the Oval Office. And then I'm going to sleep late, okay? Because that's best. So we are going to send you from Swanson a box of Ginsana that usually goes for somewhere around 14 or 15 bucks in your favorite discount store. We're going to sell it to you for $9.95 with free shipping. We're going to toss in the Swanson catalog. Now, that's important because, of course, you take vitamins. I do. You do. Everybody takes vitamins. And you want to save money over the long haul on your vitamins. Well, you're going to do that because Swanson has all the national name brands at tremendous reduced prices. We're going to send that to you for nothing. Call, get your Ginsana. 1-800-704-2121, and then report back to me when you finish them, okay? 1-800-704-2121. All right, we're coming up to another break. Evelyn and I got carried away there, right? And that that Capitol Steps thing, Leader of the Pack, was great. Now, that's off one of their older CDs, all right? That's the thing called Chic, Rattle, and Roll. And boy, do they have some good stuff on there. They have The Proud Berry that we used earlier, Like a Suburban Drone, which is my favorite, and the Fools on the Hill. And I thought they also had We Arm the World on here. Yeah, they do. We Arm the World. That's where that's from. That's great. Capital Step stuff. All right, the email address is very simple. Small letters all stuck together, no spaces, STANMAJOR @AOL.com. On the internet through to American Online, and I'll get your message. The computer is down for a couple of days, so if you don't get a message for a couple of days, that is the only reason. Usually I answer the same day or the next day. We are at 1-800-298-8255, 20 minutes after 4, Columbus, Ohio time, and we're live in Columbus on WCOL, so give us a call. Okay, 25 minutes after the hour. That's 4:25 here on the East Coast. We're still live from beautiful Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Rainy South Florida. 3:25 in the Midwest, in Omaha, Dallas, Fort Worth, St. Louis. And way out west in the mountains, that would be 2:25. And in California, 1:25. California, Oregon, Washington State, and Arizona. Okay, let's go to DeSoto, Texas, and John. Hi, John.
Hello, Stan. How you
How's
doing?
everything in the great state of Texas?
Well, I consider, and I guess it's doing pretty good. I was want to ask you something. You know, I listen to you, I listen to Rush, I listen to G-Man, I listen to all these different talk shows. But I was wanting to get your opinion on something. Okay?
Sure.
Let's see, how do I start this off? First, I'm a policeman. I believe in God. I believe in country. I believe in ethics. I believe in morals. I believe in good education. I don't believe in drug abuse. Legal, illegal, whatever. I like to hunt. I'm an avid hunter, an avid fisherman. But yet I believe in preserving our natural resources. Let's see, I don't believe in gun control, but yet I believe in reducing crime. I believe in protecting our wildlife, where Rush Limbaugh says, cut down all the trees, to hell with the owls. I believe in wearing fur coats. I trap during the wintertime, too. So, I mean, what does that make me? Does that make me a conservative, a liberal, a moderate, what?
That just makes you a good American.
Well, I was getting kind of confused by listening to all this.
No, that makes you a good American. We don't need to be boxed into a specific category by anybody. I don't like to be boxed, and I don't think anybody else does, okay? I don't like to do that. I think that there are issues upon which I am steadfastly more conservative than the most conservative conservatives. Now, that may sound like a ridiculous sentence, but you write it down and read it back to yourself, and you'll understand what I'm saying. For instance, no true conservative, in my opinion, and you may differ with me on this, and I'd be interested in your thoughts, no true conservative wants either federal, state, or local government meddling in his or her affairs. True?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Then how can a true conservative be for censorship? Who's going to censor?
Well, there again, you know, I don't believe in child pornography. I don't believe in the pornographic trash that's being.
Well, I'm talking about basically laws that are already on the books, okay? No, I don't believe that you can set yourself up with that kind of stuff and show that and even sell tickets or sell books or magazines. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if a particular publication like a Playboy or a Penthouse, which is something that can go through the mail legally, okay, if it's accepted by the United States government and it can go through the mail, how come we can't buy a copy in a 7-Eleven?
Well, I can understand that. I understand where you're coming from on that. But, you know, I just wanted to call tonight and talk to you for a minute because, I mean, I've been listening to all these conspiracy theories. And, I mean, as a policeman, this stuff's really got me confused.
Do me a favor. You got a 29-cent stamp?
Yeah.
Send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. There's a couple of things I'd like to make copies of and send to you for your perusal. Okay?
Okay.
Will you do that?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
But, you know, just one or two more quick questions, and then I'll let you go, I promise.
Well, we're going to have to hold you over then because we're coming up against our 4:30 break. But go ahead.
Okay. I'd like to know, you know, talking about George Bush Jr.
Yeah.
Well, I'm supporting him for the governorship of Texas because I cannot stand Ann Richards.
I'm happy for you. I think that's great.
What do we do about George?
George
with all
Sr.?
the stuff that I've heard about him here lately.
Well, you just make him into a better man when he becomes governor. Okay?
Okay.
Because that's what can happen. With Clinton, it was just the opposite. Okay?
Well,
gotta go. We'll talk to you later. Have you a few problems getting to sleep? Do you put your head down to the pillow and then toss and turn for hours? Let the folks at Swanson Health Products help you. They have melatonin. The MIT research shows that melatonin will indeed help you sleep. Call Swanson, your direct warehouse supplier, for just $15.95 plus $2.50 shipping and handling. You can have melatonin. We're going to toss in the free Swanson Health Digest featuring national name brand vitamins, minerals, and dietary supplements at savings up to 40%. Don't pay more at the store when you can have all this sent directly to your home for up to 40% less. Now, get a 4-month supply of melatonin to help you sleep. Just $15.95 plus shipping. Here's their hotline number to the warehouse, 1-800-704-2121. 1-800-704-2121. Okay. On we go, my fellow Americans. We're live, even in Columbus, Ohio, at 1-800-298-8255. And discussing the impending invasion of Haiti. Let's go to Steve in the great state of Ohio. Where are you, Steve?
Okay. Good morning, Stan.
How
North
are you?
Royalton, Ohio.
North Royalton, right.
The jumbo perch are in, Stan.
What?
The jumbo perch are in. They came to, Lake Erie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a school off of Cleveland. It runs from Rocky River down to Euclid, and starts at 2 miles out and goes all the way out to 6 miles.
Boy, that Lake Erie thing is the most amazing success story. When I was up there, you couldn't even swim in the place.
Oh, Stan, if you ever get up there, I waited 30-some years to get my offshore fishing boat. I'll take you out, and you will have one heck of a time. From the time the ice melts in spring until it freezes up again in January. This lake is fantastic.
Now, how did you folks manage that?
Well, we had a little help from Mother Nature also. Well, really, Stan, it was the sportsmen who contributed a lot of money through their, we voted ourselves a tax that it will go strictly for conservation of Lake Erie.
Yeah.
And the state has done a wonderful job. But
don't you agree that thing was a cesspool back in the 70s?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you lit a match down there, you could set the whole lake on fire.
Oh, it was really in bad shape. And then we had a foreign freighter came in and dumped its ballast, and it dumped the zebra mussel, and there was a real. They were afraid it was going to cause a lot of damage environmentally, but actually, what it's done, it's actually helped clean up the lake. And then the fish are also eating on the zebra mussel, which are making a stronger bedrock of fish. The lake is just fantastic. Hey, Stan, the reason I called, that gentleman from California called, and he was talking about the Constitution, and I know you're an advocate of Thomas Jefferson's philosophies, and Thomas Jefferson did say that the Constitution should not become stagnant, and that every generation should have the opportunity to modify and change the Constitution.
Yeah, but we can do that through the amendment process.
Right.
But
Well,
it shouldn't be easy, okay?
No, I agree with you. But like Thomas Jefferson said, that once the politicians, and he warned, once the politicians figured out that if the Constitution becomes stagnant, they can use the Constitution against the American people.
Mm-hmm.
And one more point I'd like to make. Remember President Clinton's new covenant where he said he'd like to repair the damaged bond between the American people and their government? I just wonder if the bonding material was silly putty.
It wasn't super glue, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Stan, keep up the good work. It's
Thank
always
you,
good talking
Steve.
to you. If you ever get up here, give me a jingle. I'll take you out.
All right, Steve. How big is your boat?
22-foot Thompson. It's a great fishing boat.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
I appreciate it. Let's go to East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, which is just a little bit north and east of Longmeadow, Massachusetts, which is just a little bit south of Springfield, Massachusetts. Right, Don?
Yeah, you're doing all right. You got your geography down pat.
Well, Jeff, my producer, says, I live in Mass, and I don't know where East Longmeadow is. And I said, East Longmeadow's got to be a little bit east of Longmeadow.
They're both good towns. Unfortunately, we have to pay for what Springfield does, and it's getting pretty bad. I don't know why you
we
want
have to pay for
president.
we have to pay for what Washington does down here.
Oh, my God, we've been doing that for 12 years, and I'm not as worried about Clinton as Rush Limbaugh is and some of the other people who use the First Amendment and abuse it with the terrible attacks. It's the viciousness. I don't mind the criticism.
It's attack radio.
Well, I can understand Dole because that's his job, is to oppose whatever the president's going to do. He wants to be president. God only knows he deserves it. And anybody that wants that job, I don't understand.
They have to have their head examined first before we give it to them.
But frankly, if Clinton runs again, I'll vote for him because at least he's got Congress talking about a couple of things that I know you don't agree with, and one of them is the gun control.
Mm-hmm.
To a degree, I'm not saying, up here in Springfield, we're having a murder a day, and it's drug-related, and it's children that are, we're talking about 10, 11-year-old kids that are murdering other people.
Mm-hmm.
This Haiti thing, that woman that came on, I kind of agree with the attitude. I don't think it's lack of guts of the delay that Clinton has brought on this Haiti affair. I do believe that nothing